Hello again, my name is Matt, and we are getting into the final stage of this project. Now all you need to do is spray paint all of the hardware that goes onto this door, as well as the glass that's going to go here. I'm just using basic cheap spray paint you can find at Home Depot. For this glass, I'm using an etching type spray paint. For the hardware, I'm using a carbon black spray paint from Rust-Oleum. It's going to look great. Let's get going. Now, my first step is to remove all of the protection that I had on the glass from the previous parts. And for this, you just need to peel it off if you applied it well. So satisfying. Now it's time to protect the door itself, and for that I'm just using some painter's tape on the trim and then putting some newspaper to get me a larger surface area protected. You don't have to cover the entire door, but you should create a nice buffer around the glass itself. So now I'm just going to frost this with the frosted glass spray paint. Now make sure to keep your spray paint about 8 to 12 inches off the glass and do a very liberal coat. You'll probably want 2 to 3 more coats to get a really good thick layer on your door. Now the frosting is done. It's nice, it's hard to see through. Now it's time to take all this off and put a little bit of caulking around the glass itself. Let's go. Now to get the caulking in, I'm just using a clear tube of silicone caulk. I did this because the caulking that was previously on this door had gotten pretty old and messed up. If your caulking's still fine, you can skip this step. Once I had applied a generous amount of silicone caulk, I removed the excess with a paper towel. And this also helped push the caulking into the crack between the trim and the glass. With the glass finished, it's time to work on the hardware, and for this I'm just using my carbon black spray paint to provide a good first coat. I'm going to do a couple more coats with the carbon black, and then I'm going to switch over to the clear gloss for a protective layer. Messing up with the spray paint is pretty hard. Just make sure to stop outside of the hardware, and if you get something that you don't like the look of, you can always go back. With the spray paint on the hardware all dried, it's time to start assembling it. This is a little bit like a puzzle. And there we go. Project is done. Now I have 2 big takeaways from this. First one is this is easier than you think. Both sides of the door took me about 3 days start to finish. That's combined, not each individually. You can easily knock this out in a weekend, especially if you're using spray paint to finish everything off. The second thing that I learned from this is don't do it when it's cold. Seriously, I don't know why I chose to do this in the middle of the one freeze that Texas gets all decade. But if you can do it when it's hotter outside, so all the paints cure faster, spray paints cure faster, everything's just better, do it then. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good day. If you're thinking about doing this, knock it out. What are you waiting for? Thank you guys for watching. If you could please leave a comment down below, it really means a lot. Otherwise, like and subscribe, and have a good day. Goodbye.